Hey y'all, this is Sergeant Dan with Palmetto Edge, and today I have a review for you of the AKC F-16, and this is a very budget out the front automatic, but let me get you a close-up here as best as I can. My focus is being a turd today for some reason. Alrighty, here we go. Here comes the end of it. And there it is. AKC F-16. Let's get size comparisons going here. Here it is up against the Benchmade Bug Out. And where is it? Where is it? Here it is up against the Spyderco Para 3. And although I have other OTFs, the only other one that I have out here with me right now to compare it to, which I think it's still, the most appropriate comparison, is to a Microtech Ultratech, but it is this Ultratech Bounty Hunter. And as you can see, the size is like very comparable, like almost identical. Only difference may be the thickness. I think the F-16 here is a little bit thicker, but as far as length and all that kind of stuff, it is like the same size as an Ultratech, okay? But anyway, specifications. Overall length on this one is 8 inches with a 3.375-inch blade length. The steel is 440A. Aluminum handles. I can't say 100% what the coating is on it. It is not anodized, so don't even begin to think that. It's almost like some kind of a thick acrylic paint or something like that, okay? It has this rough, aggressive sandpaper like. Actually, it's really more like skateboard tape in here, okay? It is a double action OTF. So push out, goes out. Oh, there we go. Okay, I was hoping it would do that eventually. I'm going to get into a little bit of review stuff. This is a complaint I have about it. As you can see, it failed to lock open on that deployment. Okay, so that happens somewhat frequently with these. I'd say out of every 20 or so deployments, you're going to get a failure. Okay, not a big deal. I would never use this in any kind of a tactical situation, okay? It's just not quite a tactical knife in my opinion, so I wouldn't ever use it in that kind of situation. So, a failure to lock open is not that big of a deal, but easy fix, just like a Microtech. You pull it out here to the end, and you're good to go, okay? So I'm glad it did that for me, because that was actually a complaint I had about it. Where was I? Double action OTF, so push it out, comes out, pull it back, goes in. Made by AKC is the name of the company. In Italy. This is actually an Italian knife, believe it or not. Not a Chinese. Oh, see, it did it again. Not a Chinese something or another. So, I guess that's about it. So, review. You have to keep in mind that this is a budget OTF. And when I say budget, I mean budget. Hang on, had to get a sip of my drink here. It's getting a little dry. I got the New South Brewing Nut Brown Ale. These guys are in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And that's about the only place I can ever find their stuff is when I go down to Myrtle Beach. I live in South Carolina. I live up in the upstate. I can't get this stuff up here. So their distribution is very, very limited, but this is some wonderful, wonderful stuff. Anyway, you have to keep in mind that this is a budget OTF. And by budget, I mean very budget. You got companies like, who is it, Viper Tech, or there's some of these companies that buy these Chinese OTFs in bulk from the sweatshops out there, turn around, put their logo on them, call them their own knives, and sell them for $100 a piece, and people think, whoa, that's a great deal. No, it's not. Those are cheap pieces of junk. Those are bigger pieces of junk than this, okay? So, anyway, this is actually a real company making a real knife instead of some kind of a Microtech knockoff that gets rebranded, okay? $50. So, yeah, I usually don't get into price this early, but it's something you want to keep in mind for the review, is that this is a $50 OTF as opposed to a $300 and something OTF, okay? Now, is there obvious differences between the two as far as action goes? 100%. I mean, this is just, they don't compare, other than the fact that the blade comes out when you push the button, okay? There's no, don't even try to compare this to a Microtech because it will fall flat, okay? But if you keep in mind this is a budget OTF, then what you get's not so bad. It's very easy to actuate. The button shape is actually pretty nice, even though there's no, as you can see, there's no jimping on it anywhere. It's still got that slick paint on it, but the shape of it lends itself to be opened easily and closed easily. You've got, like I said, it's can you hear it? Well, you can see there that you can file your fingernails with it, okay? It's this sandpaper-like, skateboard tape-like stuff here. I mean, you can see that the fit and finish is just not wonderful, okay? Like I said, it is not a Microtech, so don't expect Microtech quality from it. Pocket clip's nice. The pocket clip is it's easy to go in and out of the pocket. Like I said, it's easy to actuate. It is a dagger. It is two-sided, so you do have sharpened edge on both ends there, both sides there. 440A stainless steel, like that is the bottom of the barrel as far as steels go. $50 for an OTF. Can't complain about that too awful much. Excuse me, y'all. I have actually carried this and used it. I wouldn't be reviewing it if I hadn't. But, a lot of times when I'm at home and it's just kind of a lazy day now after carrying it for review, if I'm at home and it's a lazy day and I want an OTF, but I don't necessarily want to have my Microtech in my pocket because it's kind of overkill because I probably ain't going to do nothing, this goes in my pocket, and I sit there and I just fidget with it, and I fidget with it. That's one thing about this one. It's a good fidget toy. You can get fidget spinners that cost a whole lot more than this thing, and this is cooler than a fidget spinner. It's got this resonating rattle with the springs in there, unlike Microtech's. Microtech, it's open, boom, it's open. There's no resonation with the springs. It's closed, it's closed. This one you can feel it. I'll let you know. As soon as I open it, I'll let you know when I feel the springs stop. Actually, that did it pretty quick that time. Let's try again. Okay, it did it pretty quick that time too. So it must be when it's closing. Alright, so when it's closing, so once it closes, I'll let you know when it stops. Right there, it just stopped. So those springs just resonate in there. Let's see. These come in all kinds of color options. Hold on, let me get it pulled up over here so you can see. So yeah, here we go. So, I mean, you got. There we go. Actually, Blade HQ has been one of the few places where I've seen them in stock consistently, and Blade HQ actually doesn't have any in stock right now. But I mean, you got black, green, black with a black blade. You got some with some carbon fiber inserts. You got orange, red, white. That one's pretty cool looking. Got ones with orange buttons. Okay, I mean, there's so many different. This one's got skulls on the inlay. Okay, there's just so many different options of these out there. Whenever they are in stock. Let's see, what do I have? I did have to sharpen this one a couple of times during use, during carry for review, but I mean, it's 440A stainless steel. That's expected. Let's see, do I have any legitimate, considering that it's a $50 OTF, do I have any legitimate complaints about it? Not really. I mean, if you want me to be critical of it, I can be critical of it, okay? I can definitely start comparing it to an Ultratech and just tear this thing apart. But I'm not going to do that because that's not a fair comparison. That's just not a fair comparison, right? So comparing it to, you know, just keeping in mind what, you know, how much OTFs cost, and that, again, that this one's just a $50 OTF. I don't have any complaints that would hold water at that price point, okay? It's a very cool design. I guess my one issue would be that that it's, you know, even at $50, I have an issue that it still fails to lock open sometimes. You know, that shouldn't be see if I can make it do it. Nope. So anyway, that shouldn't be an issue, but yet it is, okay. So I guess that would be my one legitimate complaint about a $50 OTF. But man, besides that, it's just a cool little OTF. If you're someone that's wanting to get into the OTF world, but not willing to drop a load of cash on one, check these out. Keep in mind, like I said, that it is by far not the same quality as an Ultratech, okay? So don't get this thinking, oh man, these things suck. I hate OTFs. They're pieces of junk. Just remember that maybe this one's a little bit of a piece of junk, okay? Other than that, if you're someone that loves OTFs like I do, I love OTFs, and want one that's cheap, that you can just destroy if you want to and not worry, you know, not feel bad about destroying a ton of money. One that you can just sit around and destroy from fidgeting with, okay? If you want a good fidget toy, if you want a good fidget spinner, here you go. So, yeah, $50. I'm glad I got it. I've enjoyed it. I still enjoy it from time to time. I don't know that AKC even has a warranty, so if something were to happen to it, where their warranty or lack thereof wouldn't take care of me, would I replace it? Yeah, I would eventually. It's just a cool little knife to have around. It's not one that I would just immediately turn around and buy unless I just had $50 lying around, you know. But I would definitely want to replace it. You know, it's, you know, I guess I could say more or less it's more of a toy for me than a knife, you know, and I've enjoyed it. I like it. So there we go. That's where I'm going to leave this one, guys. Yeah. So make sure you check out my other videos on the channel. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. Go check out my Instagram. It's @PalmettoEdge. Thank you for watching this one. Y'all have a good one.